Okay, now we're gonna cook matambre, and for that we're gonna need 2 large matambres, also called flank, and salt, 1 galley, margarine, half a kilo to 1 kilo, 3 carrots, 1 dozen of eggs, we're gonna need bacon as well, half a kilo. I use shoulder bacon, but you can use any bacon. Aluminium foil, a bunch of Silverbeet, Red Capsicon, seasoned pepper, and oregano. Also, we're gonna need 2 types of string, one thin and one thick, one to stitch the matambre and the other one to tie it up. Make sure they're not plastic. We also need a needle, a big needle, and also a knitting needle as well. And as I said, make sure the strings are not plastic, otherwise will melt inside the matambre. Okay, we started with cleaning the carrot. I do it with a knife, or you do it your own way, I guess. Then you chop the ends. Then when we wash it, we'll put it in there. We add the eggs. You add some cold water, make sure it's cold and not hot, otherwise we'll break the shell of the eggs. And we put it 20 minutes. We boil it for 20 minutes. Then we chop the white bits of the Silverbeet. We wash it and then we put it to steam. Make sure we steam them. Not too much. The whole purpose of that is to make it softer. So it's easier, make it easier to roll the matambre later on. So we add the water. It's approximately 10 minutes after the water starts boiling. Then we grab the 2 matambres, make sure they, as I say, large. It's approximately that size. As you can see, the matambre is got 2 sides. And we got a little cut there we have to fix. There's a plain side and the other one has got the fat. I prefer to do the matambre with the fat bit on the inside. Some people do it the other way around. Both ways it's okay. I normally, when I buy the matambre, I ask the butcher to actually remove the fat, but if it doesn't do it, then you can do it yourself. Now with the matambre, I find the straight lines of the matambre. Every matambre have a straight line, so we put it together. We use 2 straight lines and we put it there, and then we start to stitch it. We stitch any break and bit like this one here, and then we stitch the 2 matambres together. For that we're gonna need a pair of pliers all the time when we stitch, because the meat is a bit hard to do with the needle. We tie it up twice at the start. You do 2 knots, and then we keep stitching. At the end, we stitch it like that. We put the needle through that, and then what we do, we put the needle through that hole, and then we do it again twice, and then we push, and then we'll make a knot that way. Then we cut it, and that's how it's done. We do the same thing by joining the matambre together now. We tie 2 knots. Some people prefer a lot of fat on the actual matambre, on the meat on top, but try if you can to remove most of it. Now at the end, it's the same thing. Put it through the hole twice, and then we pull. Now we cut it, and that's it. Now we try to keep the matambre vertical, no horizontal, vertical. Then we add the salt. The seasoned pepper. Make sure we put plenty of everything because that will keep the matambre the taste. And then we add the oregano. Make sure we spread all around. And then we add the garlic. I squashed the garlic previously, and as I say, we make sure we spread it all around. Then we add the Silverbeet. Okay, now we add the bacon, about half a kilo. I have 3/4 kilos on the pack, so I'm not gonna use it all. We add the bacon. That's it. And then we use the red capsicum. As you can see, always line up like that, horizontal. Again, we spray all around. The idea to put it horizontal is when we slice the matambre, when we cut the matambre, make sure it gets one bit all the time. And we do the same thing with the carrot. We line in one line across, and then we start to put the eggs on the knitting needle. We put the eggs across like that. And then with the rest of the eggs we cut it in two, like that, and we put the flat bits on top of the matambre. The reason why we do that, so when we roll the matambre, the eggs doesn't move. Now we start to add a bit of salt again. And seasoned pepper. We don't add oregano again. Now we roll the matambre, very careful. Then if you have, you can put some needles there, three or four needles to hold it. If you don't have, it doesn't matter, just to make it easy when we stitch the matambre.